Number 10, we're solving equations that have logarithms in them. Let's jump to a tricky one. Let's do 10c. Now, first thing to notice, we have two logs, same base, so we're able to combine them. Because we are adding logs with the same base, we're able to combine them by multiplying the arguments together. Okay, that requires some foiling. So let's FOIL in the middle here. I'm going to jump to what that would look like. That would be an x squared minus 4x plus 3x. So x squared minus x, and then minus 12 equals 3. Now I'm down to a single log. There's nothing else kind of around the outside of it to get rid of. So the next step is to switch it to exponential form so that we can sort of release the log, or the x from the argument. So that looks like, in my head, I'm looking at that as log base 2. So 2 is my base. A log is an exponent, so the thing equal to the log becomes the exponent. So 2 cubed equals, and then the argument becomes the answer. Now that's quadratic with an x squared and an x term. So I know that I need, excuse the bell there, I need to get that equal to 0 before I sort of pick my favorite method to solve for x. So I'm going to subtract 8 to the other side, and that puts me here. Your options at this point are factor, use the quadratic formula, complete the square. I always try to factor first if I can, and this one is nicely factorable. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 20, add to negative 1. They are negative 5 and 4, but I want the x value, so I'm going to set each of these little factors equal to 0 and solve for x. So I've got x equals 5 or x equals negative 4. But I want to make sure, especially in a multiple choice test, that could be one of the answer options. I want to make sure that those are both valid answers. So I need to go back to my original expression here and make sure that when I plug in these x values, they do not make the argument, the parentheses, the stuff we're plugging in around x, negative. So if I put 5 in here or here, both arguments remain positive, so that one is good. But if I put negative 4 in for either of those x values, it actually makes both arguments negative. That is not a solution. Okay, the argument cannot be negative, so just x equals 5.